Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Thank you so much for all your previous likes, comments and subscriptions to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, why not click on that button and ring the bell so you can get notifications whenever I'm dropping content on the channel. And now onto the topic of this video, and we are rapidly approaching the next season of Eden. That means we have new SX8 heroes, and this video is a first look of them. They have finally dropped into the game with their proper names, their proper descriptions, and we can have a look at them now. Before we do get into that, I just want to obviously highlight that we've had other heroes as well, Hellfire and Lust Angel, that those were loaded into the game code. I think it's purely a mistake on the devs' part, because those are the SX9 heroes. We'll be getting them in the season after this one. So people had like a sneak preview of what's going on with them as well. But let's have a look at these two SX8 heroes. Both pretty good. I know most people weren't too impressed with the Adolum in particular, but also Scarlet Reaver because she's a Footman hero. We have another Footman hero in the Fortuneteller who has previously been known as Prophet, but her name was changed today. And then we have Rainforest Ranger, who is a cavalry hero that I'm very excited about. So let's get into Fortuneteller first, guys. So Fortuneteller, she is a support hero for Footmen. In theory, you can put her then on the front or middle row. That's the idea of support. But let's have a look as well at what her skill ranges are and how flexible she is in terms of where you can place her in squads. So let's get straight into these skills. Of course, as usual, skill 1 is the Dictator skill, giving you the extra marksing capacity. Skill 2, the Midas Touch. It's a prep skill, so that's good. Pre-battle prep skill activating, and the effective range is 5. So in theory, I think this probably does look like you could put the Fortuneteller in any row in your legion. Now, let's have a read of this. Mark one random enemy squad and reduce their troop recovery by 70%. Ignore these minuses. I don't know why they're doing that. But it's 70% reduction in troop recovery. So, but it's only for one enemy squad. Then afflict a debuff based on the marked squad's troop type. So if you are up against like a combination legion, which has got Hunk at the front, and it marks Hunk's legion, which will be Footmen, then all of the enemy squads in the legion then take 20% extra damage. If you are targeting a cavalry legion, for instance, Avalanche's squad, then all enemy squads will then deal 40% less normal attack damage. For me, obviously, normal attacks are the troops. That's not great. I guess if you maybe had two squads, if you were up against two squads that were archers in that legion, particularly if you were up against, for instance, well, Spectral Reaper, he's obviously boosting his troops' basic attacks. So this would be a good counter to any legion that's got Spectral Reaper in, but it would have to be a mixed legion, and the Mark squad would have to be cavalry. Then finally, we've got archers. So if the Mark squad is archers, all enemy squads deal 30% less skill damage. I think that's probably going to be the best, in my opinion. That's probably the best because obviously it's a bigger buff than the 20% extra you get if it's Footmen. So it's a bigger debuff of the opponent. So that would, in my opinion, be the best one if you're up against some archers. So that's an interesting dual combination. Obviously, reducing that troop recovery by 70%. That's going but again, it's only the marked squad. So, but that is going to help counter Lawman. It's going to help counter Skander, even Liberator potentially. So but how consistently is this going to actually activate? Where it's activating against a squad that does have a healer. Not sure. So for me, that's not a top level skill. Skills 3 and 4, almost certainly, yep. Defensive formation, extra 50% resistance, and the offensive, extra 50% might. Nothing new there. Skill 5, Procrustean, combat skill, effective range of 5, 50% chance to link one random enemy squad with the marked squad for 2 turns. When either squad takes damage, the other squad will take 50% of that damage. Now, we've seen this skill before on Divine Arrow. He only gave 25% of that damage, I think, or it was a very low chance as well. So this is an upgrade on that skill. But I'm not sure. Again, 50% chance, so you're probably going to see it activated 4 or 5 times, 3 to 5 times in a battle. When either squad takes damage, the other squad will take 50% of that damage. That could be quite nice. It just depends who you're up against. It only lasts for 2 turns. Yeah, I mean, this could be active for the whole battle, potentially, if it's activate, if it's 50% chance for 2 turns. So that could be nice. I'd like to see this in effect. Yeah, it'd be interesting if, because obviously it is the Mark squad as well. So I think this could be really effective against, as I say, she could be really effective against healers. You're going to be restricting their healing, and with this skill, you're giving them extra damage. So potentially it could be good against specific combinations. 6th skill, extra damage, interestingly, for a support hero. And then there's a bit of a balance here. She's got extra resistance. So this is rare. You don't generally see extra resistance on the 7th skill and extra damage on the 6th skill. You would usually see extra HP on the 6th skill. So Fortuneteller is she's quite a balanced hero, as I say. And then let's have a look at this 8th skill, Soul Sacrifice, combat skill again, effective range of 5 again, so she can definitely go on any row. And you gain 1 charge each time any friendly squad casts a combat skill. Now this is going to be an important point. Once 6 charges are accumulated, will deal 750% damage to the marked squad and suppress them for 1 turn. So you've got guaranteed suppression. Suppression is the best version of crowd control because it's going to stop that squad from doing both basic attacks and combat skills. So that is going to really restrict them. 750% damage is quite a lot of damage. I'm liking that. But the charge, so you need 6 charges. So in theory, you're gaining 1 charge each time any friendly squad casts a combat skill. You're going to have to put Fortuneteller with heroes that cast combat skills. Now, Skander's skills 2 and 5 are combat skills. If you had her in a mixed legion, you could potentially put her with like Army Breaker. All 3 of his skills are combat skills. All 3 of Jade Eagle's skills are combat skills. So if you don't have a spot for Jade Eagle in a mixed combo, you might now. For instance, you could probably run like Liberator, Fortuneteller, Jade Eagle. That would be a good combo. Or you could maybe run Army Breaker, Fortuneteller, Jade Eagle, for instance. Avalanche would work okay with her because Avalanche has got 2nd and 5th skills are combat skills as well. If you don't have Dragon Gear, then obviously you could just use her in a Footmen Legion, and I would almost certainly want to put her probably with Skander, Fortuneteller, and then Reaver, Scarlet Reaver, because Scarlet Reaver on her 1st skill, I think that's 100% chance combat skill, and her 2nd skill is pretty nice as well. If you don't have Reaver, then also Valkyrie's 2nd skill is 100% combat skill. So you're looking at maybe that activating, maybe getting about 10, 12 skills just from that one hero. So I don't know how many do you get? How many skills do you get activated in a single battle from your heroes combined that are combat skills? Maybe 12, 18. You could probably get 24 on a reasonably consistent basis. So in theory, this is probably going to activate, I would say, a maximum of 4 times a battle. And don't forget though, if you come up against heroes that are strong in CC, so Brave, Army Breaker, again, has strong silencing skills. Any of these heroes with strong silencing are going to really affect Fortuneteller because they're going to restrict what she can do with this combo. So even like the 3 Sisters combo, Warlord Roku, Living Saint, obviously Roku with his 8 skill has got silencing for all 3 of the squads, would seriously hamper Fortuneteller's ability. So for me, I think there are some real potential weaknesses in her skill set. She is really vulnerable to CC in terms of like not just her, but then other squads in the Legion getting CC'd. That's going to affect her abilities. What would I rate her initially from first look? I'm going to give her a strong 3 out of 5. 3 stars. maybe she's going to increase to a 4, but I'd need to see her in action. But again, she's a Footman hero, so yeah, probably a 3, a good 3. So that's Fortuneteller, guys. Now let's get on to Rainforest Ranger, Hillary Knight. No idea where the devs came up with that. Rainforest Ranger, I'm sure we're just going to end up calling her Ranger. Got a pretty cool look going on, kind of like a Wonder Woman style ancient Greek warrioress type look, but then she's got bows and arrows and she's from a rainforest. I don't know. If anyone, give me a shout out if you know what this is kind of based on. Cavalry hero, ranged hero. Let's get into her skills, guys. Skill 1, again, nothing new, the Dictator skill. Skill 2, Rainforest Duel. It's a prep skill, effective range of 1. Now, this is a new type of skill again. So damage this hero's squad deals ignores 25% of the enemy squad's basic resistance. So this is the first time we've seen this kind of wording in a skill. And the first thing to highlight here is what I would say is 25% of the basic resistance. What is the dev saying is the basic resistance? Because when a legion first is formed, before you've done any research or upgraded your gear or anything else, then basic resistance is really, really low. But if they're referring, and this is what I think they're referring to, if they're referring to basic resistance in terms of just your the defensive row. So what I'm talking about, let's go to a battle report quickly. Not me attacking Pond Farm 6, or is that the only battle report I'm going to get? Yeah, okay, fine. We'll use Pond Farm 6. So we go to the unit attributes, and you see here, this is resistance, right? Now, you've got tactical resistance, and then you've got basic resistance. So if it's ignoring 25% of this, then that's potentially like 100% ignored. And then that is going to have a significant impact in terms of the damage that you can do from your basic attacks. Now, that is important because she is a basic attack hero. So Rainforest Ranger, let's have a look at her again. Let's have a look at the rest of this skill. For the first 3 turns, this hero squad's normal attacks lock onto the enemy squad in the same position as this hero's squad and ignores double the amount of basic resistance. So that's 50% that it's ignoring. Then you're looking at it potentially being 200%. Or if you're up against someone who's got maxed research and has got Dragon Master gear, that could be 300, yeah, probably 300% basic resistance being ignored. So that could be really, really significant basic resistance being ignored on the opponent. Interestingly, it locks onto the enemy squad in the same position. So if Rainforest Ranger is in the back row, she's going to target the back row of your opponent. This is going to be key. I think Ranger is going to start shifting the formations, because you're not going to want your back row killer heroes being damaged so much at the start of the battle, and potentially, you know, if they get wiped out, then it's going to be completely ruin your strategy. I think you're going to see more back row heroes being shifted to the middle row potentially, purely to avoid Rainforest Ranger's first skill. Or of course, maybe you could put her in the middle row. So I think we're going to see some different formations because of Rainforest Ranger. Let's look at her 3rd and 4th skill. Of course, again, it's the extra 50% resistance and the extra 50% might, so nothing new there. And then Absolute Suppress for her 5th skill. It's a passive skill, effective range of 5. It's targeting one random enemy squad. 50% chance after a normal attack to deal 350% bonus damage to the target. 50% chance when the bonus damage is triggered to inflict suppression on one random enemy for 1 turn. So it's 50% chance. So you're looking at, again, potentially, well, this is the key with her. It's based on after a normal attack. So of course, if you link Rainforest Ranger with heroes such as Defender, Rozen, and of course Warden, who are, their skills are giving the other squads extra basic attacks, then Rainforest Ranger could be doing a lot of damage. If you're putting her on the back row with obviously Warden, and Warden is giving an extra normal attack every round, this skill could be potentially activating 7 to 10 times in a battle. That's 3,500 extra damage. Plus you're getting lots of chances. It's only 50% each time or 50%. So you could be getting probably, in the right combinations, you could be getting 5 or 6 suppressions on a random enemy per battle, which on top of all the damage she's doing is really nice. Obviously, again, suppression is the best form of CC. So I really like that. 6th skill, 15% increased cavalry might and resistance, 15% increased cavalry damage. So as expected for a ranged hero, she is giving extra damage. And on skill 7, she's giving the extra 40% might. Which leads us to skill 8, Achilles Heel. Passive skill again, effective range of 5. 35% chance after a normal attack to deal 600% bonus damage to the target. And then there is an additional part to this skill. This bonus damage is increased to 810% if the target squad's troop power is 50% lower than at the start of the battle. So obviously we start with around 108,000 troops in our legion, 112,000 if you are using a defensive legion. So basically, once a squad's troop count drops below 54,000 and this skill activates and targets that squad, 810% damage is absolutely huge. It's similar to obviously targeting. Well, it's just, yeah, it's going to be a killer skill basically. And again, it's passive. So if you put her with heroes giving extra basic attacks, so again, your Rosens, your Wardens, your Defenders, then this skill could be activating. You're looking at maybe 6 to 9 times a battle potentially, which is just huge, absolutely huge amounts of damage. So if you've seen before, the cavalry hero, back row ranged hero that has 2 passive skills is, of course, Mr. Immortal. And so his skills 2 and 5 are passive, and his skill 8 is a status skill that gives extra damage to his legion. So the difference is that Rainforest Ranger is debuffing their opponent rather than buffing. So that's what her second skill is doing. So she is effectively Immortal 2.0. Based on the percentages as well, if you look at Immortal's percentages for these passive skills, it's 40% chance. Well, Rainforest Rangers is 50%. And then it's basically the same percentage for his 5th skill, her 8th skill. But look at the difference. Her 8th skill does 600% damage and up to 810%. His only does 465%. I think she is going to basically effectively, and I haven't put her image up on the screen, I think she is effectively going to replace Immortal. And in terms of just looking at cavalry legions, you're going to see her with Beast Queen Rosen, of course, and then Rainforest Ranger. You could see her in the Lawman Warhammer combination. You could see her with Lawman Rosen, because Rosen's giving those extra basic attacks on the first 3 turns as well. For those of you with Dragon Master gear, really I think the most obvious combination for her is going to be Rosen, Warden, and then Rainforest Ranger. She's going to work in potentially with others as well, like Hunk, Warden, Rainforest Ranger. Like Hunk's going to help protect her. I think she could work really well with Liberator and Warden, because again, Liberator helps protect the back row hero, and also then has that healing skill from turn 4. You could be getting huge amounts of healing from the amount of damage that Rainforest Ranger is doing when she's paired with Warden. Potentially she's going to work well against Poison Tiles, because again, she's doing so much damage really quickly. If you could put her on the front row and then put her with Rosen and Beast Queen in that combination, and she could be great against Poison Tiles as well. What am I going to rate Rainforest Ranger? I'm going to give her a 5. I have to say, I think we're going to see her in quite a few different combinations. Very, very good combinations. She's going to be flexible in terms of what you can use her with. These skill percentages are really nice. These damage percentages are really high. She also has that added elements of suppression. So I think she's going to be a great addition into the game. I think she's going to go into a lot of top combinations. We're going to see her being run by all the top players immediately. from the 13th of September when she comes out. And yeah, I think they're going to both of these heroes could be really interesting additions to the game, and they're going to make you think about your lineups in your squads because of the way that they specifically target and mark squads with their skills. So there you go, guys. That is the SX8 heroes first look. I can't wait to get hold of these two ladies. I'm really going to be pushing hard. I'm hopefully going to have over 400 tickets. Of course, you know from my luck in SX6, I did really well with Warhammer, and I had horrendous luck with Warden. So, you know, I really, out of the two, of course, I'm going to want Rainforest Ranger. She definitely is rated 5 out of 5 by me. It's going to be interesting. Please don't forget to tune in on the 13th of September. I will hopefully either do a live stream or I'll do a video of my recruitment of those heroes, and we'll see how I get on. So that is everything for this video. I'd be really interested to hear your comments on these two heroes. What do you think about them? And for those of you that might have seen a sneak peek of Hellfire and Lust Angel as well, why not tell me what you think about those upcoming heroes? Obviously, Hellfire is going to be the first general hero, SX hero, so the devs are throwing in a curveball there. That's going to be interesting to see how he has an impact on everything as well. And of course, if you haven't already, please do share this video and my channel in your alliance chat, province chat, and through Line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Huawei AppGallery and the great offers that they have on there, and I will see you soon.